We need more brain bits flying, guts spilling, and blood gushing out in video games. I spent 10 years making games, and I challenged myself to add more violence to my own game. It's not without good reason though. Before we let this grenade go off, let me explain why we need more violence. In the 1990s, it was a much simpler time. When games were created, they would often, if it fitted the setting, have violence in them. In general, games back then were much more vivid and raw in terms of blood and gore. Let's call it bloodification. Take Prince of Persia for example. Back then, when the game first came out, it was pretty gruesome. Today it looks more like a kid's game. Why make this shift? It's the same reason why movies today don't have blood or cursing. I hate it when they cut off a curse word in a clever way just to make a joke. Just say the damn word. They want to appeal to a very wide audience and for kids to be able to watch these movies or play these games. That's why we got Hogwarts Legacy. Come on! It looks great, plays nice, but while you're killing everybody, you notice something doesn't look or feel right. While you're ripping apart and demolishing creatures, where's the bloodification? It's trying to be realistic and put you into that awesome world. But it's not. It's a weird censored version. Are you trying to tell me that wizards don't curse? Games today, jeez. But bloodification also serves another purpose than realism. Look at the old Spider-Man movie. Now look at the games. I mean, come on. I want Peter Parker to fight for his life and be cut up. It shows real struggles and makes it feel real. Tell me why a competitive realistic shooter has coins flying when people die. Violence can be funny and a way of expressing yourself. It's part of the art. Just look at this from Django Unchained. And now tell me that it doesn't have an effect on you. It can feel so satisfying seeing your enemies pop like pimples and become goo. So therefore I'm pro-violence in video games. And before you start with the nonsense of that video games are making people violent, find me some scientific proof. There are some cases where violence doesn't fit, and I'm not saying that it should be in all games. In my own game I didn't want to suck up to money men or dim down my vision. I wanted raw and uncut. I refer to it as Disney on an acid trip. It creates a huge contrast with the wholesome cute graphics and extreme violence. My game is a roguelike. You're shooting your way through enemies in order to kill your boss. At least some blood makes sense. Let me show you how I did it. First, if we want guts, bones and brains flying around, we actually need to 3D model those. Because 3D models are an illusion. They don't have a beating heart inside of them. 3D modeling is quite nice. It's like playing with digital clay. I splashed some colors on the insides and voila. This is our pig in my game without skin. Where are the muscles, you might say? To that I say... shut up. I then created a dismemberment system, guts and blood effects. Is it really necessary for the game? Regardless, as an indie game developer, we can really do as we want. And I personally think that we need to in order to stand out. I mean, what's the point of making your own cool games if you are restricting your creative vision? And this is the result. Sign up on my website for early access for the game, link below. I can't wait to show you more of my game. However, game development is hard and it almost ruined my life. I talk about that in this video, which is extremely interesting and I think you should watch it now, because this video is over.